Welcome to the Hawks Sports Network. OCAA men's basketball is what's on tap here tonight. The visiting Fanshawe Falcons taking on the Humber Hawks. Humber, the number 3 ranked team in the nation, a 9-1 record, taking on this Fanshawe team, an even 5-5 coming into today. I'm Matt Hamill, alongside my broadcast partner, Zach Benoit. Zach, should be a fun one after a women's game which saw the Hawks ladies take the W. The men hoping to do the same thing here with superfan Navatia in the house.
Yeah, it's going to be a super fun game. Cannot wait to get this one underway. Again, Humber have just had a dominant season, really. It just speaks for itself. 9-1 record. They have been picture perfect after winning that championship last year. It's going to be a fun one.
Well, maybe some wishful thinking. Looking back to last year, Zach, it was that perfect 18-0 record. This year, 9-1, and we'll turn it over for our introductions.
For OCAA men's basketball action between the visiting Fanshawe Falcons and your Humber Hawks. Time to welcome your officials for the game. Andrew Yan, Seth Ramon, and the crew chief, Victor Young. Now, let's welcome the starting 5 for both the teams. Firstly, for the Fanshawe Falcons. Leading off from St. Thomas, Ontario, a 5'11" guard, number 1, Brandon Bogart. From Windsor, Ontario, a 6'4" guard, number 5, Damarion Ennis. From Mississauga, a 6'4" guard, number 7, Nicola Simek. From Trenton, Ontario, a 6'4" guard, number 13, Addie Lieber. And from Montreal, Quebec, a 6'4" guard, number 14, Hansel Matunga. The head coach is Tony Marcotulio. All right, Hawks Nation, please welcome the starting 5 put together by the head coach, Omar Miles. Leading off from Hamilton, Ontario, a 6'3" shooting guard, number 8, Isaiah Brady Clark. From the Rex, a 6-foot point guard, number 12, Kwabena Atwi. From Toronto, a 6'6" small forward, number 14, Adrian Aloyi. From Toronto, a 6'7" small forward is number 23, Benny Kazadi. And from Whitby, a 6'4" shooting guard, number 24, DJ Burke.
Well, it's just about time to get this show on the road. A Humber team with a 9-1 record on the season. Zach, the Hawks are coming into this one. They have played in the new year. They picked up a 2-point victory over Niagara on the road this past Friday. 74-72 was the final there. And Humber looking to keep the train rolling here in 2026. There's superfan Navatia in the house, right alongside Humber Polytechnic's Big Boss to his right, our left.
Really cool people in attendance here. You love to see it. It's going to be a fun game. Cannot wait for this one to get underway.
Yeah, that's Navatia alongside Dr. Anne-Marie Vaughn. So a lot of Notable fans in the house, and it's time to get the show on the road. And quickly, Isaiah Brady Clark slashing in, although he'll make the misstep for a turnover early on to give Fanshawe the ball. And Humber, notably, Zach, will be without the service of their leading scorer, as Malik, we saw in the street clothes during warm-up. So, Zach, for Humber, you got to think it's going to be sort of a different dynamic, and we'll see who steps up in the void, that big void that Malik leaves behind.
And well, what a start to this game. We've had three straight whistles, 2 travels, and a personal foul right there on Benny Quezada. But like you said, Malik Grant not playing. We don't know if it's injury related or if it's just rest related. We're hoping it's rest, because obviously we don't want that man to miss multiple games. He has just been an absolute star since donning the Humber Hawks jersey.
And that one is kind of a mix between a shot and pass, but at any rate, Humber comes away with it. Still scoreless here. And some nice moves. And to the hoop, off the glass, and in. How's that? Worth the wait. The first bucket of the contest. Zadi with the and one here.
Yeah, Benny Quezada, I mean, what a year he's had as a newcomer to the squad. He has been so good for Humber. He's actually 3rd on the team in points. 124 scored. He's averaging 12.4 on the year.
Well, Zach, in that 2-point victory for Humber against Niagara on Friday, no Malik Grant in that game either. So after an extended break over the holidays, Humber without Grant for the first 2 games of 2026, and we'll have a out-of-bounds play here. Fanshawe will hang on to possession.
Humber's only loss so far this year is coming against St. Clair, which was kind of a blowout. It was a 91-63 victory for the Saints out there in Windsor. And Humber, they're obviously looking to fix that one when the Saints come into town in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that will be an absolutely electric matchup on a Sunday here at the Hawks Nest. St. Clair, a team with a 8-2 record. And handed off there to Aluyi, but Burke's pass not able to be handled. And 3-0 is the score after a couple of possessions.
Yeah, all we've been able to see here so far is just the Benny Quezada points. There you got the and one to go.
And how about that? Aluyi, though, the official's going to say he came in on the wrong end of that shot's trajectory. So give the basket to Fanshawe for their first points.
Yeah, Adrian Aluyi, he has been a rising star with the Humber Hawks. I mean, again, I say it every time I'm on a game here for the men's team, but he forced the hand the last couple of years of head coach Omar Miles to just get in the starting lineup, and he just makes that impact.
Isaiah Brady Clark, that one looked like it was a no-doubter as soon as it left his hands. And you talk about Aluyi, a guy who was so instrumental in Humber winning the national championship last year. What a performer he was, and a big block in the defensive end by Quezada. Goodness, and we'll have a second look here at that 3-ball from IBC.
Yeah, IBC has been such a fun player to watch grow. I mean, he continues to evolve his game year in and year out, and now that he's in the starting lineup more times than none, you're really seeing him blossom into his own kind of player.
Yeah, one of those players, as each year has matriculated in his OCAA career. We've just seen leaps forward in his play. As the Fanshawe Falcons get a bucket in tight there. And 6-4 is where we're at. Burke with it up top. He finds Kwabena Antwi. Antwi's a fun guy to watch. He brings a lot of intensity, toughness, and explosiveness. As he's looking for a lane, he'll step back, find into some space, and not able to get it, but the second chance almost goes into the hands of the Hawks, although Fanshawe does find a way to corral it. Sean Blackwood. Pass down low now, and a good finish there by Addie Lever. Isaiah kicks it off to Burke on that near side, and a good look, although Kazadi can't get it to fall. Shot quickly by Bogart, third-year player, with a 3-ball that's off target. And we'll take a second look here on the Hawks Sports Network at that nice finish that helped the Falcons tie this one up at 6.
So you see the newly entered in number 15 in Nathan Savage. He played 1 game so far with the Humber Hawks, and if you haven't recognized him, well, it's because he is a transfer player. He was in JUCO, was redshirted, and he said, you know what, I'm going to come home and play some ball for my hometown team in the Humber Hawks. So that is the newcomer on the squad, making his Humber Hawks debut here at home. And oh, you don't want to see that. Looks like Burke is slow to get up.
Yeah. DJ's taking some extra time to get up off the hardwood there, although he is going to check out for now as Victor Ndongo comes into the game. Desjardins also checking in for the Hawks. And Bogart will quarterback it with Savage on defense. Turned over. Aluyi makes his way to the hoop and the harm, as that will break the tie and a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, I mentioned that Benny Kazadi was third on the team in points. Well, that's the man that's in second, Adrian Aluyi. And man, oh man, what a year he continues to have. Just such an impact player.
And again, Humber without their main offensive weapon, so an opportunity for Fanshawe, who again on the season are 5-5, as Aluyi picks up a foul.
And Aluyi could not believe it. He was just up in arms, jumping there. This is the beautiful finish. Adrian Aluyi of the past, he would go just try to slam that, but as he's grown into a player, he's grown into a leader. He just goes up, he's like, let me get the guaranteed points here. A beautiful move to the net.
Yeah, he is quite the weapon for Humber, and he has a tendency to bring the house down with high-intensity plays. So we'll see whether that's defensively with some nasty blocks, or I'm sure we can count on him for an electrifying dunk at some point here tonight. We shall see. Handed off to Desjardins. That pass was intended down low. Not able to find Lucas Lewis, but picked off, and Ndongo all by himself slams it home.
Victor Ndongo always getting the party started as number 9. Great job to get some energy here in the Hawks' nest.
And Fanshawe tried to answer, but the pass was taken away by Humber. And the Hawks will regroup here as we approach 5 minutes into this first quarter. And a good look there as Kazadi flexes after a big bucket.
Well, welcome to the Hawks' nest, Nathan Savage. That was a beautiful setup play right there for Benny Kazadi down low.
And Humber now defensively, another big stand and another wide open break. 2 slams. Another high-energy play and a timeout called by Fanshawe as the Hawks are showing out as they've gotten settled in here.
Oh, man, 2 huge slams, and not to mention the roar out of Benny Kazadi after that. Oh, man, look at this. Goes up. And then the roar afterwards, sensational.
Golly, partner, how do you like that? So a timeout called to kind of slow the roll after we had a 6-6 tie. Now the Hawks with 8 unanswered. And that certainly cause for concern as Humber, again, without Malik Grant, has found a nice offensive rhythm early in this one. We'll have a couple dunks that we could choose from, but we'll show you that one right there, which pretty nasty, testing the hold on that rim.
I haven't seen a dunk thrown down that viciously since good old Frank Mitchell.
Yes. Frank Mitchell, part of a Humber team that won the national championship on home court. That was back in 2022. Humber also capturing the national championship last year as well. And hoping to find some similar national gold outcomes here this season. The Hawks, again, they're 9-1. And a pull-up shot off target, rebounded by Christian. Gets it up to Nathan. Christian Desjardins, 3-ball. He had a lot of space to work with. Rebounded by Nathan. And a couple cracks at it there, but not able to come away with it. The steal. Kazadi with the finish. Wow.
And you asked who's going to be the one to step up here with Malik Grant out tonight, and it's been Betty Kazadi so far here in the first quarter.
Humber's lead now up to 10. Stolen away. A couple of careless plays by Fanshawe, and Desjardins will finish that one off.
Just again, continuous great work here on defense, and that's what it happens. When you have strong defense, it leads to offensive looks. It's already led to 3 big ones.
In the paint there. Whistle in favor of Fanshawe.
Another look here at the Desjardins steal, and then Christian Desjardins, just a really good player in the sense of he's always just playing for himself, playing for his team. Got a chance to interview him post-game, and really, he was very, very to the point. This is a brotherhood. This is a team. They want to win it all again with one another. They are very well connected.
Yeah, what an advantage for the Hawks to continue the success they saw last year. Granted, they did lose the provincial championship on home court, with Durham getting the better of them in that round. Although at the national championship, the Hawks were able to exact their revenge. And that ball is on the floor and ripped away. Good heads-up defensive effort there by Lever. And now under the hoop, and a nice finish as Fanshawe turns that into some quick points.
Yeah, Joey Curabell, that was a really nice finish under the rim there by 15.
There's Nathan Savage. You mentioned Zach, a fresh face, and he'll dish it off to Victor, who can't get it to fall. An off-balance play, but drawing the foul. That might be go against Lewis. No, that's going to be Christian Desjardins with his first foul.
And Desjardins was in a little bit of disbelief there. Couldn't believe the foul call was on him. And 2 subs coming in here for the Hawks. It's going to be Tim Morant and J.R. Harewood. And partner, you don't recognize J.R. Harewood got that new haircut.
Yeah, he's coming in, new look.
New look, freshly, looks like a buzz, I guess. Buzz cut, would you say, or just
Don't ask me, partner. I'm just hanging on to whatever I got left up there.
I know 2 hairstyles, buzz cut and mullet. Those are the only 2 I got in my back pocket.
I'm no expert, but at any rate, a new look for Humber in more than one way, you could say. And Hawks still able to hang on to a 6-point lead in this first quarter. Nathan, 3-pointer. It won't go, although he's fouled. So we got several free throws coming up as the foul goes against Blackwood.
Yeah, he'll go to the line to shoot 3, and truthfully, what a good early performance it's been here for Savage. And you know, the points might not be totaling up yet for number 15, but he's doing a really good job just distributing the ball, and he's being very active as well. There's been times where he passes the ball up, but he's pointing to another teammate saying, hey, he's open, give him the rock.
Yeah, and his stat line in that first game of 2026 against Niagara, he had 19 minutes played, 9 points, and 1 for 1 from beyond the arc. 3 rebounds on top of that. So we'll see as he gets more situated in with the squad how that will take shape, as free throw won't go, but Blackwood, the person who committed the foul, will get that rebound and back the other way, and a foul looks like it might be going against Lewis.
Yeah, Lucas Lewis had to cut back because Blackwood was just hustling coast to coast. He said he got that rebound and then just took off down the court.
And the first free throw is off target. And 1 for 2 there. Waits puts it in play. Harewood, we're swinging the ball over that far side now. Waite fires it off. Rebounded by Fanshawe.
It was a slow start for the Falcons, but I mean, the defense interior has really picked up, and that is Waith right there getting that charge.
Hansel Matunga, second-year player from Montreal, with sort of a Brian Urlacher impression there as he barrels over. Sorry, I shouldn't have used the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry, partner. It's still too
okay.
soon. I know you're a Packers fan. There's some fresh wounds there. As we have 10 seconds on the shot clock, under a minute to go here in this first quarter. As Savage tried to find some space, it'll be a jump ball as he is met by stout defensive line there.
Again, the interior has really just been the difference maker in the last couple of minutes for Fanshawe. Humber, they're still putting up the points, still doing a good job, but it's kind of just been slowed down here.
Blackwood hands it off to Bogart. Right back to Sean Blackwood, and a travel violation will turn that one over. That ball kicked over to Morant. Now it's in the hands of Harewood, who puts it back to Savage. Up high, looking for a lane off the glass, but off target. And Blackwood hands it off. The dunk is whiffed on, but finishing it up. So the Fanshawe Falcons come away with a bucket there.
A couple big points there, and it was initially a great block.
Shot clock turned off. 10 seconds left here. Humber looking for maybe one more bucket to put a stamp on this first quarter, and not gonna find it after, oh, scratch that, partner. Free throws right before that buzzer. Blocking foul, so a 5-point lead for Humber is what it looked like we were going to finish up with.
And it looks like when Harewood went up to kind of get that rebound. He got his legs taken out from underneath him. Obviously, it could have ended a lot worse, but Harewood landed back on his feet and he drew the foul.
And he hits free throw number 1. Harewood off target with the second, and he gets the left hanging on that high 5 too. But at any rate, Zach, you gotta like the outcome for Humber. And again, they're sort of facing some new dynamics. We mentioned with Grant not in the mix the past 2 games, but certainly a solid first quarter there, and even some good plays defensively that really kept Fanshawe from getting all that comfortable.
That was a 3-pointer earlier by IBC, but well, you hit the nail on the head there, partner. It's just Humber playing their game. Again, guys stepping up with the absence of Malik Grant. And I asked my insider source, and by insider source, I mean Jamari Barrett that's sitting right beside me, really good friends with Malik Grant. I asked him, hey, why isn't Malik playing? He said, he's dealing with a little bit of a back issue, but he should be back soon.
Okay, you got the scoop from former Humber basketball player Monty Barrett, current photographer extraordinaire.
He's working hard right beside me.
Media professional.
He's locked in. Doing a great job too.
Well, Zach, there's a look at the Hawks bench. As he mentioned, we got Superfan in the house. And we do have a good game on our hands now. In the women's game earlier, Humber beat the Fanshawe ladies team by a decisive performance. But early in that game, Humber had really created some separation. Not really the case in this game, although Humber certainly had an edge, up by 6 points heading into the second. A much closer contest here early on as Humber gets ready to break the huddle, take the hardwood.
Well, still early on, Humber, they're trying to find their footing again. Like we mentioned, they're looking for somebody to step up in the absence of Malik Grant. Benny Kazadi has done it so far. And, well, when you look at a couple of the other players, it's been a lot of spreading around the ball. And a lot of players have points so far in that first quarter. Should be very interesting to see, you know, who comes out on top here.
It'll be Humber with the rock to get things going here. On that near side, now Morant swings it over. He gets it right back. Deep 3 ball right off the get-go. Reset that shot clock. Morant taking it in a little tighter now, and he's fouled. Not on the shot, though, so it'll just be the Hawks with possession on the baseline. Fanshawe has a player in Caleb LaBelle with 4 points. That's leading the team after 1 quarter. Meanwhile, Humber 9 points out of Kazadi, and that's a team and game high for individual performance, and a nice second effort there by Amari Anderson.
Yeah, Amari Anderson, that was a beautiful job to just go up again. Thought he was going to do the putback slam, but wisely just comes back down, regathers himself, and has a lot of room to work with on that putback.
And the hook shot won't go, but second chance here for Fanshawe. Snatched away by Harewood. Antwi swings it out. He gets it right back. Patience here from Kwabena Antwi as Humber gets a wide open look in the corner. Can't get it to drop.
That was Anderson who tried to get that one to go to extend the range a little bit there on that shot.
That one's off the top of the glass. So 8 points is the difference right now. The Hawks have been enjoying the lead.
That's a heads-up play right there by Kwabena Antwi. As The pass there was errant. Blackwood came out of nowhere, almost intercepted it, but Antwi kind of acting as a wide receiver playing defensive back. He just pokes it right out of the hands of Blackwood to keep the offensive look alive, and that's what leads to these 3 free throws.
Humber has not yet trailed in this one. Their largest lead was 12 points earlier in the first. There's a made free throw. And a chance to bring the lead up to 10.
Two guys, one more. All lines, one.
Anderson now. Can't get it to go. Fanshawe breaking out, feeling a bit of pressure. Finding a man in the corner, but a bit of an awkward reception with the travel turning it right over.
It looks like it was Barack who kind of had an awkward first step. He got the ball, tried to gather himself, and there's one too many steps before that first dribble came across.
And a turnover there with the ball being put into play right in front of Nav Bhatia. And running down the court. Good job there, Brandon Bogart with the finish. Antwi gets it back. Being guarded by Jamgoose. That was right between his legs as he found Harewood, but got it right back. Now Moran from way outside. And a foul that Coach Omar Miles for Humber does not agree with. And there's that hard-fought bucket on the other end by Fanshawe.
Yeah, it looked like Anderson just went up and grabbed it, but officials said it was the push in the back. That's what kind of gave it away for the foul.
A pretty young Fanshawe team, a lot of first and second year players. They do have one fourth-year guy in Caleb LaBelle, and he's, as he mentioned, he's got 4 points. Make that 6 points. Evidently, you speak his name, he produces. So as a Humber employee, I may try to cut that down.
Yeah, he works that basket there nicely.
The other team's 23 for Humber. Benny Kazadi, he's certainly been firing on all cylinders. A game-high 9 points, although he turned it over there. Another attempt by LaBelle. Second chance here as that rebound fought hard. Jamgoose up and down, able to send it off, but the three-pointer no good from Bogart.
Yeah, so far Fanshawe, they haven't been able to string the offense together, but it's still a close game here.
Second chance here as Harewood kicks it out. Kazadi's shot. And the block. The foul, though, is going to be charged against Austin Jackson.
Thought for a second Jackson might have gotten ball there, but when he went up, it was the extra little swing with the hand where led to the foul. And for Fanshawe, a couple of these offensive looks, again, they haven't been clean, but they're sticking around in this one. A 5-point game, which could be cut down here to 3.
No question for Humber to only have 24 points with 6:20 left in the second quarter. Certainly not the type of offensive output we have been accustomed to from Humber. In fact, looking at Humber's points per game, they're 6th in the OCAA. And that would be another missed opportunity for Humber as they now lead by just 4. Fanshawe streaking back into the offensive zone. Jamgoose being guarded tightly by Burke, and it'll be a kick ball. that will go in favor of Humber.
To tell you, or to show you how good Humber has been the last couple of years, the loss they had to St. Clair back just before the end of last year, or I guess the end of December, was their first loss in 30 consecutive regular season games. They had a record 30 straight wins, and you know, it just showed the dominance that the Hawks have been on really for the last couple of years. We talk about that loss to Durham in the provincial finals, but I think that really fired up Humber going into the Nationals, and really we saw what happened.
Yeah, well, certainly Durham, a tough opponent last year and the year prior as well. I mean, he really just back and forth, right? You had kind of a cool sequence of Humber and Durham duking it out. There was that OCAA semifinal the year prior, and that was an absolute heater hosted at Durham. Humber able to beat them in the semis and en route to a provincial championship win over George Brown. And a 3-ball is fired off by Antwi. Humber's three-point shooting has been a big factor throughout the season, Zach. They're third in the OCAA in three-pointers made per game, fourth in three-point percentage with 32.6% on the season. But here tonight, not so much. There's a three right back to cancel it out.
Looked like to Marion Ellis cashing that one in the corner. But to your point, yeah, tonight the shooting hasn't been the way Humber was hoping it would be.
And one fired off by Kazadi, who's been stuck at 9 points for a hot minute now, with Aluyi able to bank that one in. Humber only 2 for 14 here tonight, Zach. So again, not for a lack of trying, but just haven't quite found that rhythm, whereas Fanshawe's 1 for 6. A little more conservative, and those shots from downtown. Bogart with a nice finish inside.
Again, Humber continue to get the offensive output, whether that be mid-range or in the paint. But Fanshawe, they're staying close. It is a tight game here in this one, only 4 points.
Hand it off here. Bogart right back. How about back-to-back buckets? Not going to find it on that attempt. Bogart, some frustration there. And there's that sweet, sweet shot from downtown. Here's Burke and Kazadi again. Kazadi started off hotter than a $2 pistol, but he has seen his scoring cool off a bit. Can't get one to fall there. Rebounded and taken away. Uh-oh. The Fanshawe Falcons wanted a call, but it will remain their ball here on the baseline, Zach.
Yeah, I believe it was Benny Kazadi that got the hand to it on cutting back, but Fanshawe, it was Ennis who wanted that call.
Timeouts.
We'll have a timeout. There's head coach Tony Marco Tullio, 14th year at the helm for this Fanshawe team. On the other side, it's a coaching staff that's been in the mix for 5 years, headed by Omar Miles.
Well, Omar Miles' 4th season, the record 80-18. I mean, that is just astronomically insane numbers. To have that in your first 4 years as a head coach, it's been truly sensational stuff here for Mr. Miles. Well,
So,
yeah.
Zach, pardon me, you go right ahead, partner.
I'm just going to say,
What do you
just
got?
announced by our PA announcer Haspreet, there is going to be a ceremony at halftime. We won't spoil anything for you, but definitely going to want to stick around because like you've mentioned numerous times, partner, super fan Nav Bhatia is in attendance here tonight.
Now, what a legend, Zach. You just see such a unique story. Someone who's come to embody the spirit of a sport in this city, and of course, adding a lot to that with that big championship victory in 2019. And here we go. Out of the timeout. Antwi takes a lot of contact, gets the finish despite the adversity.
Yeah, Antwi wanted that call.
Well, Antwi's a guy that is seemingly fearless, and he's not afraid to throw his body around, and that's just another example of what he's able to do and bounce right back up.
Yeah, head coach Omar Miles popped right out of his seat. He was curious why there wasn't a call on Antwi there.
And here's Antwi again. He's gonna get the ball over the timeline. Isaiah Brady Clark, a little too shy with that one.
Hits it right off the front side of the rim. Good setup, just unfortunate outcome.
Oh, the dunk attempt there by Burke. Just slightly off target, a high impact play. Wow.
Close, but no cigar, partner. And I mean, Burke gave it everything he could there, just couldn't get it slammed down. How exciting of a player has DJ Burke been? I mean, an electrified athlete who really, when he gets going, he gets the emotion flowing. He is a sensational player to watch.
Fanshawe trailing by 6. That's kind of been the familiar number here throughout much of this second quarter. Substitution as Antwi will check out, and into the game is newcomer Nathan Savage. Swung over to Ndongo. Quick ball movement from Humber. Kazadi rifles one. That was in and out. As you can see, he's frustrated after starting so strong. He's really run into a bit of a brick wall.
Well, yeah, it was a red-hot start for Benny Kazadi. 9 points in the first quarter. And he's just been ice cold here in the second. And just unfortunate. Thought he was going to be the guy to kind of step up and have a big night. And he still can. Second quarter just hasn't been nice to him.
Three-pointer for Fanshawe is good. That looks like Demarion Ennis fired that one off.
It's a close game here. 3 points.
And Humber will get to hang on to it here with a...
There's another look here at the Ennis three-pointer, and I mean, nothing but net. He was trapped in that corner. He had 2 Hawks defenders crashing in on him, and he still made the shot.
Not a whole lot left here on the shot clock. 5 seconds, and Ndongo kicks it back out to Isaiah. And he'll do a pull-up shot once again, just off that front rim. And Humber trying to get back on defense here with a quick break for Fanshawe. Foul is what will slow things down here.
Foul looked like it's on Kazadi.
Kazadi's coming off a night on Friday where Humber beat Niagara by 2 points, and Kazadi contributing 13 in that one. He had a season-high 31 points, Zach, against Canadore. As Humber discombobulated defensively here. Another chance for Fanshawe with a foul taken by Humber.
And with how the first quarter started to where we're possibly going to end here in the second quarter, Fanshawe, they're taking this. They are playing tremendous right now, really being a stingy defensive team.
LaBelle has 7 points, looking to bring that up. No, can't get that one as he fires it off the front side of the rim. Up top here, Savage, a good amount of space to work with, and from right about the free throw line, he bangs that down.
And I really like that move from Savage. He gets the pass, the pump fake, gets his defender to bite, and it's a wide open shot from the free throw line.
Yeah, quite the vertical on that jump shot as well.
Kind of has the Jordan leg spread as well when he shoots it.
Less than a minute to go. Back and forth here, and Savage with a three-pointer. How about that connection with Desjardins and Nathan? Little pitch and catch.
Yeah, the newcomer making a big impact here. Gotta love to see it.
That's off to Bogart, sidesteps the defender and able to bank that one down.
Good couple of runs here. Shot clock turned off. Humber, they're probably gonna play for the last shot of the half.
Going to that far side now, looking in tight to Victor. And going to get it up high. Luyi is fouled. Another look here, Zach, at that inside shot. Strong sequence to close out the half by Nathan.
Luyi will go to line, 2.4 left to go, but again, like we've mentioned, don't go anywhere at halftime. A little bit of a special ceremony happening.
That's right, for basketball royalty. As Batia will be the focal point in a special presentation. So up to that free throw, another one that won't go, and looks like time will wind down here. Fanshawe might be able to let a deep shot go here. And not going to be able to get one off. So the Hawks will finish up the first half with a 6-point lead. And so far it's been a bit conservative in terms of offensive output, but the Hawks are still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, Humber still holding that 6-point edge. We'll see what happens when they come out of the half. Hopefully that offense is able to turn itself around.
We'll step aside, partner, but keep eyes on the court for our special presentation here at halftime. Stay with us, HSN. More men's basketball in the OCAA on the other side of the break.
Fans, tonight we have a basketball icon with us. Known by many as the Toronto Raptors superfan, Nav is also an icon of diversity, inclusion, and resilience. Nav came to Canada in 1984, and today he is a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist with multiple Hyundai and Genesis dealerships in Rexdale and Mississauga. In 1995, Nav purchased 2 Raptors tickets and has not missed a home game since. In 1998, Raptors general manager Isaiah Thomas called him to the center court and bestowed upon him the superfan purple and white Raptors jersey, and his life changed forever. Along with experiencing a sense of belonging, he became a catalyst and for more inclusive and diverse fan base in the sport. In the fall, Nav also became an honorary Humber Hawk when he has bestowed with an honorary degree. Tonight, we recognize his many contributions and welcome him to the flock by presenting him with a Humber jersey signed by members of our men's and women's basketball teams. We also will be presenting him with a lifetime pass to attend any Humber varsity game forever. Please make some noise for superfan Nav Bhatia!
Right here next to the fence.
Come in, Gina. On each side.
Looking over here. Looking over here. Good. Everybody good?
Thank you. Want a picture?
Sure. Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes? She wants it recording the Hawks, go Hawks. Right now? Yeah. Oh, okay. Go Hawks, go! Go Hawks, go! Go Hawks, go!
Rick, can we do one photo with these women's basketball players?
Yeah,
Do you have your phone?
Diego's here. With her.
Looking for her, guys?
hold on. Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to call करना कभी तुझे कैसे पढ़ते हो तुझे come कर दियो ये रिपीट oh my god recording guys. All right, let's do this.
Emmanuel. Here's the ball. Half court shot. Take your time. I'm telling you, take your time. That's the bucket. Let's do this. It looks good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a fantastic shot. Just off the rim. Please give it up for Emmanuel, everybody. What a great man. Fans, we have OCAA Shoot for Cash contest every single basketball home game for a chance to win $1,000. Thank you for playing, Emmanuel. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, it is the second half, almost about to get going here at the Hawks Nest. Hope you enjoyed the halftime ceremony there, and just a basketball icon being casually recognized here on a Wednesday night. Gotta love it as we continue on here with our OCAA coverage. I'm Matt Hamill alongside my broadcast partner, Zach Benoit. Well, Zach, certainly a close one after 2 quarters. Just a 6-point lead for the Humber Hawks is what we got.
Well, Humber, their perimeter shooting has struggled a little bit tonight. Usually it's something we talk about being so good, but tonight it's kind of been the opposite. They've been really good on the interior, dominating down low, but credit to this Fanshawe team. They're sticking around. They're making it difficult for the Humber Hawks to kind of pull away in this one. If you're Fanshawe, just kind of continue the level of play you had in the first half. If you're Humber, you got to figure out how to shut down the Falcons on defense and get your scoring fixed, because again, when their scoring is on par, it is really hard for teams to keep up with them.
Well, we'll see if Fanshawe can get on a run and maybe find their first lead of the game. They have yet to be out ahead in the scoring. As Bogart not able to keep it under control, but Fanshawe will hang on to possession here.
Again, early on, the interior defense for Humber, they kind of shut down that passing lane. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. But oh no, it's actually going to be a turnover here.
Okay, so looked like the official was pointing in Fanshawe's direction, but either my eyes are lying to me or the call was adjusted. At any rate, Humber now looking to get the first bucket of the half, and it's Burke. Pardon me, that was Antwi who not able to get it, but ultimately Hawks hanging on to it on the baseline here, Zach.
14 left to go on the shot clock and 9:29 in the quarter. Like you said, Humber, an opportunity here to kind of keep this offensive drive alive.
Burke, quick release, too strong though, and rebounded by the Birds. That was Ennis who had that board, and now he's in the offensive zone. Lever with it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Lever being guarded by Kazadi. And Benny doing just enough here, as still scoreless here in this second half.
Antwi, he was cutting to the rim and he just had it poked out of his hand. If he didn't, he had a clear path right to the basket.
Burke wide open, and no doubt about that one. Easy money for DJ.
And again, it's that interior game that's been so good for Humber. It strikes right there again, and Burke, instead of going for the flashy play, goes for the guaranteed points.
Getting tangled up, and it's going to be a foul against Fanshawe. You see the look of disbelief for Lennon Campos.
And then it's just good defense right there on display. Burke comes through with that screen, and just Humber off to the races here. It looks like they're trying to set a tempo here in the second half.
Isaiah with the rock. Hands it off to Benny. Quick ball movement from the Hawks. Back in the hands of Burke. And right into the interception there with Blackwood taking it by himself. Nice dish at the end, and Humber defensively doing just enough to keep that out.
Again, another good defensive stop inside the paint. Humber have just made it kind of their game plan not to allow Fanshawe to get any easy looks.
High arcing shot over the defender. My goodness. Antwi with a beauty over Lever.
That's just Corbetta Antwi in a nutshell. Beautiful shot.
Shot fired off, sort of off balance. And not going to go. Big block by Aluyi. Humber still able to keep the Fanshawe Falcons off the board here, as we're just over 2 minutes into this second half. There's a look at that 3-ball from Antwi. He's going to be the one, arms outstretched, trying to create some challenges for the inbounds play, although it is successfully put in, although the shot not so successful. Antwi tracks his way into the paint. Isaiah off the glass, tough angle, but he gets it to go.
And those were the shots in the first half that were just not falling for IBC. Comes out here, refreshes his mind, and he gets a good look here in the second.
Well, there was the alley, but the oop didn't quite work out for the Falcons there. And another high arcing 3 by Antwi. No, not quite as fortunate that go around, but the 13-point lead for Humber is growing as Fanshawe yet to get on the board here in the third quarter.
Just the game plan, just so smart out of the Hawks, haven't allowed any interior pressure there. It's just a beautiful move.
Yeah, had to fight hard for that one as Campos got it done and gets the team in red on the board. Isaiah, another shot off the glass, although that one doesn't fall, so kind of split decision for him on those types of shots here. And then charging right down and cutting through is Brandon Bogart.
And I'll tell you now, Isaiah Brady-Clark, these shots, they're good and smart shot decisions. They're just not falling for him right now. And on the other side, Fanshawe, it looks like their offense is slowly starting to roll. Oh, my Lord, DJ Burke.
Yeah, Burke getting the finish, also takes a pretty hard spill. Antwi with a little shove. He'll pick up a foul there, his second of the game. Here you see Brandon will be the one with the task of inbounding it. On the court for Humber now is also Nathan Savage.
Yeah, there's just another look there at the DJ Burke drive to the net, and a good job by Burke, just kind of lay the body on the line. Tons of contact.
Try to strip that one away. Humber thought they had a clean swipe at it. The officials say otherwise, so it'll be another foul against Humber. Victor is the guilty party. That's his second personal foul. And a quick bucket knocked down there as Fanshawe starting to find their footing a little bit here.
Yeah, the big man LaBelle right there just extends his range. Nice shot.
Kazadi, who got 9 points, I think, in the first quarter, partner, but since then, Benny Kazadi has hit a little bit of a tough zone. He just hasn't quite been able to add to his totals.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like he needs that next basket to break the ice, and once he does, we know Benny Kazadi, he can score in bunches, so hopefully he's able to get a basket relatively soon just to get, you know, the monkey off of his back here. It kind of feels like he's just been trying to figure things out in the last two quarters.
Yeah, he was on pace for a 36-point night after the opening frame, but has really cooled off, to say the least, in terms of his offensive output, although he still has been bringing the energy on the court, no question about that.
Yeah, the defense has been solid, really, for Kazadi. He's stepped up that part of his game here today.
Misses the free throw, but that gives them a second chance. Bogart almost wedges that one in as Humber able to corral the rebound. Oh, looks like stepping on that sideline was a frustrated Desjardins, who smacked the ball away at the end of the play. Not sure if that might... yes, a delay of game is charged.
Just been a frustrating couple of possessions here for Christian Desjardins. He gets the foul called on him that, you know, he didn't think it was a charge, and then right there the delay of game. Again, a solid all-around player, number 3, has just a couple of frustrating possessions. He's trying to figure things out.
And despite the efforts of Ndongo, that's a good finish down low by Joey Kirubel. Kirubel, first-year player and able to get a quick bucket. There's Lucas Lewis fighting down low, spins and gets the finish.
Good job down low right there for Lucas Lewis. Just kind of uses his strength and size to beat his defender.
Up top now, here's the 4th-year guy, LaBelle. Hands it off to Bogard, who guilty of the travel in the official's eyes. And Humber will trot up the court here. It's handed off to Burke. Lewis was calling for it. He's seemingly all by himself down low. Savage is fouled and he'll be putting it into play here. Burke getting dangerously close to that midway line, but he keeps it in fair territory.
And he used that athleticism to get to that one. Savage took a wicked shot on the leg, and he gets up, he'll be all right. Kind of favoring it a little bit. Definitely something to keep an eye on here.
Yeah, camera team right on top of it, and he quickly gets that ball. The shot won't go, but you got to credit him for the quick release, as that one has popped up and still remains with Humber. So with under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 10 seconds on the shot clock, Humber has it here, deep in Fanshawe territory. Victor lets it fly, airmail, stripped right back, but it's just out of his reach.
I like that play by Ndongo. He gets blocked, doesn't give up on the play though. He continues his, defensive pressure, and he almost gets a takeaway, just kind of kicks it out of bounds.
And that's a solid convert right there. It was Fanshawe making the most out of that trip down the court.
LaBelle continues just to have himself a great day, really just shooting it from all over the court, mid-range and the perimeter.
Lewis fighting and getting the finish off the glass. Yeah, and to your point, LaBelle might be, with his 12 points, that's probably a game high.
Yeah, you mentioned it coming into the half that nobody had double-digit scoring.
And that one arced right over and scooped up by DJ Burke.
Savage stepped into that shot, just had a little bit too much power behind it. But I like the role that Savage is kind of carving out for himself. He's getting himself involved into this team. Again, a new player joining midway through. It's not easy learning all these new plays, gaining chemistry with your teammates, but head coach Omar Miles is putting a lot of trust in this young man to kind of facilitate the offense.
On the near side, play down into the paint. Isaiah Brady Clark. Couldn't get that to go, but he's going to get another chance here from downtown. And the stretch pass was out of reach. 50-45 as the lead remains just a 2-possession difference.
Yeah, neither team really able to get any good looks here offensively in the last couple of drives. Fanshawe trying to strike.
And And we'll stop the clock here with just shy of 1:30 left to go in the third. LaBelle has been a big factor for this Fanshawe team. He's leading the way, although that being said, his teammate Brandon Bogart just 1 point shy of his total with 11 for Bogart. That's 12 for LaBelle. So two guys carrying the load, and on the other side, a big three-pointer from Desjardins.
Desjardins needed that. You'll get some momentum back on your side.
And how about that? It seems like whenever one team makes a three ball, there's been a few instances where the other team goes right back and quickly matches it. So Desjardins fakes the shot, gets a couple players swarming. And Burke lets go of the three ball. That looked like it had a good line, but maybe too strong.
Another look here at the Desjardins three-pointer. Just pulls up. Pretty deep three as well. Nice shot at a number 3.
So as you can see, the measuring what's left of the third quarter in seconds here. Another one from the same part of the court, and how about that? Number 3 knocks down another shot from downtown.
Yeah, just letting it fly, and he feels comfortable right now.
Yeah, and you saw the way he maybe brought a little extra juice defensively on that play. It will be Fanshawe's ball. 17.7 seconds on the game clock, 17 seconds on the shot clock. So a couple tenths of a second difference here, partner. All that to say, the shot clock is still turned on, and a scramble with the jump ball. Whose ball is it going to be? This could be big, and that looks like we're showing the same replay, but that's just basically the same shot.
That's just Christian Desjardins draining a 3.
Yeah, Groundhog Day, partner.
I know. Think you've seen it before? Well, it's not deja vu, my friend.
Desjardins.
It's Desjardins.
Aluyi makes his way in, and he takes a lot of contact, and that is got to be a frightening proposition when you see number 14 streaking in, looking to turn somebody into a highlight material. So Louis makes number 1, and with 3 seconds left, if he can make another free throw here, it would likely take Humber into the final quarter with a 10-point lead, unless 3.9 seconds is enough for Fanshawe to get something going. We shall see. It's let go, not enough on it.
Couldn't get that to go there was Addy Lever, and like you said, it'll be a 10-point game headed to the fourth quarter. I mean, Fanshawe continues to just do a great job of staying close to these Humber Hawks. Well, partner, what do you think the conversation is right now in Fanshawe's huddle?
Well, it's got to be, hey, boys, we're in this. I mean, again, the whole way through, Zach, we've basically been looking at a 5-6 point lead for Humber. Now, a couple plays that went Humber's way towards the last couple minutes there have allowed them to get the 10-point lead. But, I mean, really not much of a difference in terms of how within reach this game is. But can Fanshawe look to guys like LaBelle, look to guys like Bogart to just, you know, get a couple bounces to go their way, and we could certainly be seeing Humber's win streak in jeopardy.
Yeah, Humber as a team currently shooting 39% from the field, just under 40, 39.6. But Fanshawe, that was Fanshaw's numbers. Humber shooting 38.6. Both teams really staying close to that 40% threshold. But the difference in this game was Humber's first quarter compared to Fanshaw's. 21 points to 15. They tied each other 16-16 in the second, and then Humber 21-17 in the third. The points off the turnover, that's kind of been the difference maker. 9 for Fanshawe, 19 for Humber.
Well, it is about that time. The fourth quarter. Will the next 10 minutes of regulation be enough to decide this one? Is Humber going to be able to hang on to the lead and send Fanshawe back to London with a less than jubilant bus ride? Or can Fanshawe find a way to come back here and find their first lead of the game in this final frame and take that to the final buzzer? This all remains to be seen, Zach. Look at that sneaker coordination on the Humber coaching staff. That is excellent stuff.
I mean, they're always matching. The pants, the sneakers, and the pullovers. I get the sense of style that they have.
Aluyi down low. He's collapsed upon. And Aluyi will hit the deck, but you can tell that he's all good. Just certainly had to be on the receiving end of a big collision there.
You have to watch it for his life there as he tried to go up, but the player bit at the first move. Adrian Aluyi, he's a talented player, but moments like that are scary, really for both players, because you don't want the defender that bit at the pump fake to get hurt either.
Yeah, if you look up and you see a man that's 6'5" just falling down on you, there's only so much you can do. And that time Aluyi just hung in tight with the free throws as a result. And he hits number 1 there to open up the scoring here in this fourth quarter. Burke fighting hard. It was a one-man army. DJ Burke feels like he even came away with it, but the whistle came first. And for what it's worth, Desjardins knocked down another 3-ball post whistle, but
yeah, he's just staying consistent, partner. He's just staying consistent.
And a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Matunga. Matunga has, looks like actually Lever maybe picked that one up.
IBC really thought about pulling up deep from 3, and with the night he's been having, you know, kind of second guessing himself. Like, kind of want to see him take those shots, get that confidence back in himself.
Antwi's got some space, but he elected to bring that one in. Aluyi going right back to the office. And another paycheck there for number 14.
This is great defense by Christian Desjardins.
Desjardins looked like he felt a little claustrophobic in that corner. He brought it out, almost picked off. And it looks like Kobena Antwi just came over to Desjardins saying, man, shoot that thing, or at least that's my interpretation of the exchange. Desjardins smiling right now, so we'll see if Humber on this second crack here.
I'm pretty sure Desjardins is upset because I think he ripped the tights he has on his legs. He's looking down, grabbing it, and saying, "Ah, man, it's going to cost me a lot of money."
How about that defensive play? Burke was all over it. And Humber with a couple of shaky passes here. Blackwood, nice finish. And a well-earned bucket there as number 33 brings his point total up to 5 on the night.
He's kind of had a nice little story so far tonight. It's been a quiet night, but still very productive at number 33.
Yeah, for a hot minute, he had a somewhat enjoyable stat line as number 33 had 3 fouls and 3 points. Now, 3 no longer the magic number, but we'll see if the Hawks can respond here, and who better than Desjardins. It seemed like he was sizzling a bit late in that third quarter with a couple of long-range shots. He hasn't really got a chance to uncork one. It's really been a Louis just consistently going to work, and the fouls are just mounting now. As every time a Louis goes down low, it seems like he's drawn a foul and he's knocking down some free throws, which is quite the asset for Humber right now in this kind of closeout situation, Zach. And now that lead 11, and it looks like Humber's just going to keep going to the well with a Louis as long as it's working.
Yeah, why not, right? It's something that's working for the Hawks right now, and Adrian Louis, as consistent as they come, over the last couple of years, he's always had a high, free throw percentage, and it's because it's such a simple shot that he has.
Yeah, he's no stranger to leading the OCAA in field goal percentage as well. Although such is not the case at the moment. So Zach, we are looking at Fanshawe trailing by 12 here. And that one just a little out of reach.
Been impressed with Fanshawe. Again, their record coming in tonight, 5-5. They're playing like a team that should probably have a better record than it shows.
Can the Hawks get a big bucket here? They're still up by 10, but would just love to keep this cushion intact. And look at this partner. Second look here. Put up by Bogart. It's up high. Again, Bogart able to corral it. His pass not handled there by LaBelle as the Hawks transition.
The Hawks defense has really stepped up here in the fourth quarter, really shutting down Fanshawe. Oh, it's a beautiful cut into the paint by Christian Desjardins. I said it earlier, I really wanted to see Desjardins, get things going, get his momentum back after that kind of 3-4 minute portion of the game where things just weren't rolling his way. He got the delay of game, he got that charge called on him, and then he's come back in the game here late in the third and into the fourth, and he has really produced. Currently sitting at 9 points.
And with that, timeout. With the Hawks hoping they can hang on to the lead, and that would bring their record up to a nice 10-1. The Hawks entering this game 9-1 as the Fanshawe Falcons entered this game 5-5. Next up for Humber, they'll be heading on to the road as they'll take on Conestoga on Saturday. Then Humber has back-to-back games on the weekend of the 24th, so January 24th and 5th. Lambton on the Saturday, and then a big game against the St. Clair Saints. We mentioned the Hawks are the defending champs. Humber are the third-ranked team in the nation. St. Clair, number 12th ranked team in Canada. So two tough opponents will go head-to-head.
And I'm pretty sure St. Clair, they kind of feel disrespected about that because the only loss on the season for the Hawks is to the Saints. So you'd think possibly those two be ranked at least more near each other, but yeah, partner, every time the Saints come marching to town, it's a fun time to be at the Hawks Nest. You know it's going to be a great brand of basketball you're watching, and it's just always an electric atmosphere here.
Yeah, Humber actually really one of their more poor showings, as that game against St. Clair, they lost 63-91. just a struggle that night. So Humber will get to at least an opportunity to avenge that with a ball picked off and Kazadi behind the back and trying to get the finish, but still the difficulty finding a bucket in the second half continues, with Kazadi certainly deserving credit for that strong play defensively there.
You can kind of see the frustration building up in Benny Kazadi. He feels like he should be having a better night. It's just the rim just hasn't been friendly to him here. But credit to him, he's still standing tall. He's still fighting out there on the court.
Just had a look at Coach Tony there, Fanshawe's head coach, and his team is certainly still in this one, and a nice bucket there to bring them back within 10.
Again, I like seeing this here of Nathan Savage back out on the court. You want to get acclimated into this team? Well, you're going to do it on the fly, and that's a beautiful cut inside by DJ Burke.
And a foul there as Burke on the inbound play just kind of took a hack, a judo chop, if you will, a la Austin Powers style, and that actually earned himself a technical. As
yeah, and the fouls like that at this portion of the game, it's just not going to be helpful. I understand that Humber, they're up by 12, but this has the opportunity to be either a 3 or a 4-point swing.
And Brandon will knock down that free throw. Second foul of the game for the young man.
Be interesting here, it kind of seems like that play took some life out of this crowd. It's gone a little bit quieter here in the Hawks Nest. The question is, how is Fanshawe going to respond? Are they going to be able to go out and get a 3-point swing here, or is Humber going to be able to shut them down once more? The officials are talking something over here.
We're getting a hold up, hold the phone. There's that bucket, and if we were able to extend that a couple seconds more, you would have seen as the quick inbound was put into play by Fanshawe. Burke just kind of almost thoughtlessly just swung his arm out and hit the Fanshawe player. So
again, he was trying to be aggressive. You go for that steal off the inbound, but that's kind of the risk you run.
As he's fighting hard now as Burke gets the bucket and the up and down there. Gets the rebound, I should say, and then, yes, the Hawks with the travel.
I don't think I've ever seen the up and down and travel called at the same time, but the official, he had a nice little hop while he was doing it.
Blackwood looked to bring it in, but he lost the grip on it. Humber said to have touched it last, so it'll remain Fanshawe ball with 7.5 seconds on the shot clock. And partner, if you were enjoying any sort of decent temperatures and all the snow melting, well, say goodbye to that, because it is getting cold for at least the next couple of days, and some snowfall on top of that. So
the weather outside, it's quite frightful.
That vacation to a sunny destination can't come soon enough, partner. Let's make it happen. How about that? As Kazadi fighting hard.
Just not going to go his way, though. Offensive foul.
And the young fella is just trying to grapple with the frustration. It's understandable that it's
just been a super tough night.
Especially when you start off so hot and you go, this is going to be a big night for Benny. And then the basketball gods kind of turn the tables on you. But all in all, it's been working out well for Humber as they're able to stand tall defensively and hang on to their 11-point lead. Isaiah gets it across the timeline. Savage coming in like Usain Bolt, lots of speed and the finish as well to bring that lead up to 13.
He has a little extra pep in his step. I mean, once he starts going downhill, he has a fast first step.
Now there is an athleticism that is jumping off the page, as we have not seen much of this young man. In fact, this is the first action we've seen here at the Hawks Nest of number 15 for Humber, Nathan Savage. But between the vertical leap and the speed, looks like some pretty good weaponry to work with here. Jumper, too strong, handled by Burke. On the ground, and the shot clock. Timeout called here by the Hawks.
And again, right there, you see the quick first step that kind of allows him to get the jump on the defender, and he does a good job just kind of going up, taking the contact too, but still finishing the play.
You know, I was always known for my quick first step, partner. Back in the day.
Yeah, I wasn't. I played baseball, so my quick first step was non-existent. It was a slow trot around the bases.
I wasn't either. I was more telling a tall tale, partner, but I just figured there's, nobody's going to go check.
Nobody's going to pull up the archives of, the football clips of
Hey, it's out there.
Matt Hamill.
Zach, we have a lead that is still very much looking good for the Humber Hawks. Now, Humber has led by 13 earlier in the game, so that lead is now back in effect. And again, Fanshawe has yet to have the lead at any point in this game.
Yeah, Fanshawe, I don't think they have led at all. It's just been really
That's right.
dominance out of Humber, but at the same time, the Falcons haven't given up. They've been applying pressure.
Inside there. No good. And rebounded by Savage. Now Louis takes it into where he likes to set up shop. That one won't go, and the travel call.
He had the size advantage on his defender, but he just went up with the shot a little bit too powerful. Thankfully for the Hawks, they get the ball turned right back over on the travel.
Let's see if the Hawks can capitalize and maybe give themselves a little bit of insurance. Burke with the sea of hands, he gets the finish.
Again, an inbound play, you just trust the new man in Savage, calls the play and gets DJ Burke wide open.
We'll take another look here at that last bucket by DJ. And these are hard-fought points in the fourth quarter. 3.5 minutes is all we got left here in regulation.
Humber's done a good job really kind of shutting things down towards the later stages. It felt like Fanshawe was starting to brew something at the start of the fourth quarter, but then Humber quickly put that to bed. Their defense has been strong all game long.
Aluyi able to corral it. 15-point lead for Humber, now their largest of the ball game. Savage had that one bounce away. The Hawks corral it though. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Swung over, now in the hands of Burke. Isaiah with a deep three. And that's a good rebound there, snatched by Matunga.
Takeaway, good job by Burke.
Isaiah's pass intercepted. And there's the finish by Levers. Brings him up to 7 points on the night. Burke, three-pointer. He nails it.
been really impressed with DJ Burke's hustle and heart tonight. If we had an award for that every night, tonight would be for DJ.
No question, as the Hawks have been able to rely on a core group of guys that bring, especially from last year, that national championship experience. And that certainly has been a big part of Humber's success here as they look to hang on and improve to 10-1 if they can close out the next 2 minutes with a 16-point lead.
And again, with Humber kind of spreading out this lead, they're just going to slow things down, play the clock. They know it's on their favor.
The clock certainly Humber's friend right now as they look to just bleed that clock dry. There's that uncontested layup by Lever. That was that intercepted pass, so you got to give him credit for jumping that pass and adding 2 more points to his total on the night. Speaking of point totals, Isaiah Brady Clark now has 6 with the make of that free throw.
Yeah, but the struggle offensively that he's had tonight, you know, he hasn't hung his head about it. He's played tough really throughout every single quarter.
Meanwhile, we've seen Christian Desjardins with some big impact plays here in the second half. He's got 10 points on the night. A couple of big 3-pointers that really started to make this one feel like it was out of reach. Anytime Fanshawe started to, again, stay right in it, Zach. 5-point, 6-point lead was all Humber was cooking with, but now things have really started to tilt. 18-point margin as we get into the last minute and change.
Ooh, Aluyi was fighting for it down low there.
How about that? The young fella by way of Oakville is making some highlight plays here as he just tries to get it up the court with a couple of tenacious Humber defenders, making it tough. And Tweed. I think we might have had some
a little bit of hand
stuff.
fighting.
Yeah, that's Bishop Whitmell. And it'll be Aluyi shooting his free throws. And Kobena Antwi there with a little chit-chat with the official. Got to be certainly mixed feelings for this Fanshawe team, Zach. You know, they're taking on the defending national champion here. Fanshawe with a 5-5 record. I mean, so much of this game, though. Nice finish on that stretch play by Luke King, first-year guy, who got the bucket there. But Zach, I mean, this was a close one for so much of the way through. And ultimately, Humber was able to just really tighten up late in the game.
Yeah, Humber really shut things down when they needed to in crunch time. And, you know, I think you kind of, again, nailed it right on the head there with, you know, Fanshawe, their mixed feeling. Because, again, you played really well against the reigning national champions. But, you know, you kind of had that sour taste in your mouth where you feel like you could have played a little bit better and things could have swung in your favor. Again, it was a very slow start for the Falcons. And ever since then, they've been playing catch-up.
Always a fun song to hear at the Hawks Nest, Zach. You always get, just scan the crowd. People can't help but dance to this one. Me, Zach, I've been told my dancing is a little stiff, so I just dance up here in my brain. so as to avoid any ridicule. And here we go, out of the timeout. We got 40 seconds less than on the clock. And we'll see if Humber can just take their sweet time on this possession. They do have to fire one off.
Yeah, they'll dwindle it down till it's under the shot clock time.
Burke not gonna find that one. Shot clock turned off. We'll see if Fanshaw's able to get one in the last dying seconds. No, they will not. And it'll be Antwi, veteran presence for Humber, who just squeezes it to finish up. And the Humber Hawks improve to 10-1 with a home victory in their second game of this half of the season.
Yeah, they continue to show why they're one of the most dominant teams in the league so far. And, you know, they're starting off this campaign tremendously.
Well, a special night here, a special visitor with Nabatia, super fan in the house. And for all of us here at the Hawks Sports Network, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you next time.
Presenting the award, we have the Superfan Nav Bhatia. And your player of the game is number 24, DJ Burr.
Thank you, fans, for coming down to the nest here at the Humber Athletic Center. We hope you had a great time. Until next time, have a safe drive home. And as always, roll Hawks!